It is time once again for Trust Matters Real Estate and Estate Planning Solutions with Gateville Law Firm's Sean Robertson. They're in Yorkville and online at gatevillelawfirm.com. And Sean in studio again for today's show. Welcome, Sean. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well today, Mike. Thank you for asking.
Excellent. So today, somewhat of tough economic times and some uncertainty with things. That's kind of been the theme of some of these previous shows, and today as well, focusing on the importance of estate planning and asset protection, especially during tough economic times to help protect folks. So where do we want to start today?
Yeah, so today's topic, Mike, is going to be more about family conflict, in-laws, and the power of a living trust. So essentially, I've had a couple people come to me recently where, there's some chaos or dysfunction with the family, and a lot of times it involves a spouse, an in-law that maybe somebody doesn't completely trust, and a lot of times that person causes friction. So a lot of families are concerned that if something happens to them, that person is gonna persuade their kid to basically go to battle against the other kids. So that's kind of the purpose of the topic today.
Yeah, so the best advice is to get things taken care of and officially in place before all that happens to avoid that type of conflict.
Correct. And a lot of times how you frame things are important. So in a situation like this, you definitely don't you definitely don't want to be in probate court because the battle is going to occur whether you like it or not. The second thing is, a lot of times if you're having, or one of your kids is having a problem with their spouse, a lot of time it's going to lead to divorce. And if you think they're a problem now, when your kid is going through a divorce or has custody cases, because there's a lot of, around this area, around Illinois, there's a lot of high conflict custody and divorce cases, where a lot of times a parent should be concerned, because one of the biggest issues I hear parents tell me is they don't want their money going to their in-law. And that's exactly what's going to occur if people don't plan.
Yeah, so and you get these family situations, and when the conflict comes from within and you're dealing with these personal issues, they can really get ugly fast.
Yeah, it gets ugly fast, and what a lot of grandparents don't really think about is they're like, oh, we're going to give our money to Johnny. Johnny's their grandkid, but okay, if something happens to your daughter or son, who's going to be over Johnny's money? The parent is, that you don't like. So you can change this, but a lot of times if you haven't thought about your estate plan, that's what's going to happen. And a lot of parents would turn over, like when I talk to people and I ask questions, there's very few things that people will get emotional about, but they will get emotional about that, or their ex that they don't like anymore that their daughter or son used to be married to.
So what are some of the steps here that folks should take if they want to try to avoid all of that hassle and take care of things ahead of all that?
Yeah, so one of the steps is, a lot of times the number one solution that we tell people is don't go in probate court. Probate court a lot of times will encourage battles, where a revocable living trust is a private document, and it kind of keeps affairs private and out of court. And a lot of family inheritance matters we don't want out in the public. And plus, if it's not in court, there may be some conflict going on, but there's less likely to be a dispute. So, and a lot of times when people have a divorce or custody battle, the first thing they do is they know their mom or dad were sick. They're looking to see what their ex got. They're going to take them back for child support. Maybe they'll do a custody battle. So these are reasons why the living trust a lot of times wants to be private versus going into a probate court.
Yeah, so Gateville Law Firm can obviously help out in these situations. What would the steps be for someone if they want to contact you, and how do you guide them through this process?
Yeah, so really the first step is give us a call, at 630-780-1034, or email us and set up an appointment. Come in, tell us about your family scenario. It's a free consultation. And a lot of times what we do is we help come up with a plan. A lot of times, like I tell people, it's not the documents. we're advisors, and a lot of times we see things like one thing I heard today, and I hear it commonly, is my brother or sister lives at home with parents and they died or they're sick, and where are they going to go? They've never paid rent their whole lives. They've never had a job. What's going to happen now? So these are scenarios that, quite frankly, need to be planned for, because there's going to be conflict.
Yeah, if you've got situations that kind of sound similar to this, maybe you're dealing with a possible divorce or an in-law that's bringing in some drama, or a child's marriage that could be involved in some of these money issues, call Gateville Law Firm today, 630-780-1034. Go online at gatevillelawfirm.com. They are located in Yorkville, too, very close by. You can stop in and talk to Sean and his team at Gateville Law Firm. Thanks for listening to Trust Matters Real Estate and Estate Planning Solutions.